A very good afternoon to all of you. I would like to welcome you all in my afternoon session. We bring this session every Saturday. In this, we bring you a lot of news, views, discussion about real estate. Either you are a buyer, seller, or an investor. If you want to learn a little bit more from our experience, please ensure to join us sharp at 12 o'clock every Saturday. And I know today we are late by 10, 15 minutes. I was having, I always say it brings a lot of fees, but sometimes it becomes a challenge as well. And I think that's what happens with most of the things in our life. There's always a pros and cons to uh, anything and everything, whatever we do in our life. Uh, Before we move further on to this, I just wanted to update you guys about some latest activities which we are planning to do under SaveMax banner. On May the 19th, we are planning to conduct one of the biggest corporate event. It is not only in the real estate industry, but I would say in general, it is going to be one of the biggest event conducted by any of the professional organization. It is an annual award ceremony by SaveMax in which all of our top performers, they will be receiving their awards for 2021 performance. On top of it, we every year we conduct a contest for a junior CEO of SaveMax. So this concept we started, I think 7 or 8 years before, where we request all our team members, all our clients to put their kids' profile and send it to us so that we can select one kid as an honorary CEO of SaveMax for that particular year. The simple idea behind this is I personally want to encourage kids to think about entrepreneurship from a very young age. So if your kid is selected for uh, this contest as an honorary CEO of SaveMax for year 2022, he or she will be getting an opportunity to come and join our office as a CEO for one day in an year. Also, he or she gets his business cards, and they will also be receiving a $500 check from the company as their salary for the year. So, first, I want to get some feedback from you about this concept. What do you think about it? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think uh, do you think uh, we need to do some more creativity onto it? I'm so sorry, I just got interrupted. I got a comment here from one of our viewers, Sandeep Agarwal. Sandeep said, one of your video you mentioned, it's something written in Hindi. Sandeep, I'm so sorry, I apologize, because this program normally we do it in English, so I have to translate it. uh, Sandeep says something about Mother's Day. Sandeep, I personally would like to apologize if somehow it has been misunderstood, or I'm pretty sure you can very well understand my intent would have been a little different. But sometime this is the beauty of the communication. Sometimes it gets misinterpreted, but still, I would say, uh, in any way, if somebody, including you, felt a little bit in any other way about those comments, I personally would like to apologize you for that. So I was just asking about the idea. So I'm getting some feedback from a few of the viewers. Let's see. Kundan Kumar Mishra is saying this is a great idea. Akash Shud, he's asking me a question. So how you deal with tiredness when you keep learning? Do you take break or shift on another learning? What a fantastic question he has. Akash, I'll come back onto your question. But before I proceed further, let me take Kamal with me so that he can help me out. Kamal, a very good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fantastic, Mr. Raman. Everything is good.
That's great. You
How
look very
about you?
fresh.
Oh yeah, yesterday night only I came from trip to Vancouver and I had a
Nice.
good sleep. So yeah, all set to start.
That's great. That's good to know, Kamal. How was your trip to Vancouver, by the way?
It was amazing. In fact, we got couple of good meetings, and some of our those guests are meeting us on our annual gala, which you just disclosed about the date.
Right.
So we are meeting some real enthusiast people, and they are looking to join hands. And some parts of Surrey is basically what we are covering. So it's going to be an amazing time. I see a lot of traction happening in entire BC. So after this, I'm getting some good interest in Kelowna, one of the areas in BC. So I see the good movements happening, and probably we are looking to join hands with a couple of entrepreneurs there.
Beautiful. Um, Kamal, one of the friend, his name is Akash Sood. He's asking that question: how do we deal with tiredness? And he's asking, when we keep learning, do we take a break or shift to another learning? So, what's your take onto that?
Okay, so I would put my perspective to it. You only, I think that's my thought process. You only feel tired when you don't enjoy something. When you enjoy something, you technically don't feel tired. So that's with us. When we are working, we are enjoying our any activity, job, or whatever you call it. So that thought never comes to us. Yes, we keep on changing I would say, the task. We keep on adding new things. So that keeps us rejuvenating and, motivated entire day, week, or whatsoever you call. Because as I just told you, I came at 3 o'clock, 3:30. But in the morning, I was like all ready to start. Now we are meeting a couple of people in the afternoon, as you and me are meeting. So it doesn't never occur to us that we are, because that is just a feeling, I believe. It's back of your mind that you want to feel tired. Otherwise, I think when you're enjoying, you don't feel tired.
Yeah, Kamal, you have rightly you said it very right. So, Akash, I will tell you about my own personal thing. It's not that I don't feel tired. Sometimes I do. We all are human being, but in general, I make sure I keep enjoying what I'm doing. That's very very important. So there are two ways of doing it. One thing is, uh, you keep cribbing about everything, whatever is in your life. Either it is your job, or it is your work, or it is your car, or it is your food, whatever you want to do. This is another way of doing it. Let's take the life in a very simple way. Let's enjoy the life the way it comes. See, I personally believe if the situation is not in my control, let it happen. That's fine. So we have to make our life as simple as we can. Now, that doesn't mean that like if we are doing a big business, or if we are managing a big team, our life can't be simple. It can be very simple. It all depends upon you. Now, I'll tell you people who don't do anything in their life, but they have made their life so complicated. And there are people who do so much in their life, but they just believe in the simplicity. So, uh, Kamal, I'll give you a latest example. So, couple of days before, I was feeling that, you know what, I'm spending a lot of time and energy on early morning, picking up the clothes and getting ready and all that stuff, right? Whereas I personally believe early morning time is very productive. So then I spoke to Nidhi and I said, Nidhi, can you help me out in this? Can you make sure that you plan whatever I'm going to wear next day morning and have it ready a night before? And that idea is working very fantastic, right? Now, Nidhi enjoys doing it, and I don't enjoy doing it. Now, she got something which she loves to, and I save my time and energy onto that. So, I think there are very small things which can really make a very big difference in our life. But unfortunately, people uh, don't really put or think through about those small things which can make their life simple and easy. So, but anyway, I think, Akash, as far as the learning is concerned, I think learning is an ongoing process. You have to just train your brain on the learning, and just have an open mindset for the learning. So you don't need to take a break in the learning. You see, okay, how are you going to determine? Let's say you are going on a road and you see something which is going to give you some good lesson of life. You're not going to say, oh, you know what? No, no, no. I turned off my switch. Now I'm not going to learn. I'm going to learn on to the next incidents. So that is what that is how beautiful the brain is, and I think it can do amazing if you know how to I should not say manipulate, but I want to say manipulate. If you can manipulate your own brain, so it can do fantastic for you. But anyway, that's some separate discussion, and we already have Sachin with us as well, so we're gonna take him on screen and we'll take some of his opinion as well. Sachin, good afternoon, how are you?
Good afternoon, Raman. Good afternoon, Kamal. How are you guys doing?
That's
We are
fantastic.
good, Sachin.
So, Sachin, today's topic, how to
I'm
find the perfect house for you. First of all, did you ever get the perfect house? That's the important question.
I'm still trying for 10 last 10 years.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
think there is anything. It's a myth that there's a perfect house. Basically, I believe that, you know what, wherever we live in, we make that place perfect for us to live in. If you start trying to find a perfect house for yourself, believe me, you can never find it.
yeah.
Even if
Sachin,
you
there
build your
is
own custom
only,
house, you can never make it perfect.
yeah. Sachin, I was trying to find out this perfection and all this stuff. The perfection way I could find, even the computer can make the mistake. So even computers are not perfect,
Yes.
right? But one thing I
Yes.
found absolutely perfect in this universe, and that is nature. I think the way nature has put up everything, just look at the trees, just look at the similarity in the trees, just look at the similarity between human beings. We all have two eyes, one nose, but even then we are different. We are very similar, but we are different, right? So when it comes to perfection, I think it's very hard to find, especially in the house. So I always advise my clients, make your wish list.
Again,
And
Raman, to your point, perfection is a personal thing. It's up to us how we look at the perfection. If somebody needs to find faults even in the nature, we will find faults even in the nature also. We would say
of
that, you know
course,
what, nature is not able to make all human beings perfect. Some have got some capabilities, some have got some less capabilities. So you know what, it's up to the individual how you look at the perfection.
yeah, I think you have a very good point onto that. I have another question here,
Yeah.
sir. How to get a good apartment for a new migrant? Very simple, Mamta. Call Save Max. And we will do the rest. Right, Sachin?
That's right, Raman.
Perfect. So, Kamal, we were talking about our annual event on May the 19th. Um, how many times you have attended that event, Kamal?
Uh, this is going to be my third because one, like due to COVID, 1 year we didn't do. So last three, I have, two already I've attended. This is the third one
All
out
right.
of 4 years. Yeah.
Hmm. So you have experienced that event which we have done in 2020 in the open theater and
Oh yes, oh yes, that was just amazing, It was totally out of the box. I mean, during that time, in fact, challenged the time. We could think of something out of the box, and it was a very creative way of doing it, and it
right,
was really praised by all the guests.
right, right. Sachin, how many years you are attending that event? Good question.
I think since the time that those events have been happening
Yeah, I think that was pretty much.
for Save Max, not for the personal Raman, but for Save Max, as many events has happened, those many I have attended. So let's say
And
to
I
be on safer
think
side, 2010 when we inaugurated and when we inaugurated Save Max,
you came in 2009.
I came in 2008.
2008, yeah. So, but no, you might have
Yes.
attended 2009 as well then.
Yeah, I attended 2009 as well. Then
Yeah,
2010 we started Save. 2009 was like not as a Save Max. 2010 was like a Save Max inauguration, and that's when the Save Max event started.
yeah. So, guys, if you don't know, let me just give you a little bit brief about this event. This is one of the biggest corporate event which is being conducted here, and in this we invite all our team members, all our realtors, and they will be receiving their annual awards for their wonderful performance on the year 2021. There will be a lot of cultural events which we'll be doing on that day. There's a special arrangement for the kids and a lot of other activity. So this is going to be a fun-filled evening. Now, we have kept something very special for you guys as well as SaveMax family, because I consider all this is an extended family for us. If you have kids in between 5 to 10 years of age, you can nominate your kids or you can fill up their entries to be selected as the junior CEO of SaveMax. If your kid is selected, they will be getting a chance, an opportunity to work one day at SaveMax corporate office as a CEO. It is going to be an amazing experience of their life. On top of it, they will be getting their visiting cards. On top of it, they will be paid a salary as well. So they will be receiving a check of $500 from SaveMax as a token of appreciation for their one-day job at SaveMax as a CEO. So I personally believe it's an amazing opportunity, and it is going to give a good thought process to our young generation, especially when we see there's a lot of entrepreneurial thought process going on out there. And giving them that thought process, giving them that initiative at a very early age can really change the direction of their life. So if you want your kids to participate into that, please ensure, fill up all the details, go on to our website, savemax.com, and find out where, how, and in what way the contest is happening for the youngest CEO. And once we receive your entry, our panel will select one kid, one smart kid, to be appointed as honorary CEO of SaveMax. Sandeep Agarwal has a very valid question. Sandeep is asking, if my kid is in India, if he's selected, then will you offer him visa and tickets also? Sandeep, we have an office in India too, so you don't need to worry. He can become part of our corporate team in India to get that experience of his life. So, and next year we will definitely give a due consideration to your suggestion, because I don't want to make any kind of commitment where we are telling you for the visa and all that stuff, because it's gonna make it complicated. So I think we have already designed this program from last 7 or 8 years, and it has been very popular among the SaveMax team members, our clients, as well as among the kids. So Sandeep is asking, but you mentioned in your corporate office. Sandeep, yes, I mentioned in the corporate office, but we have a corporate office in India as well. So they will get an opportunity to work on Indian corporate office. Anyway, Sachin, how to find the perfect house? Sachin, give me any 3 pointers what a client should do finding a perfect house. I think he got freeze.
Yeah.
So Kamal, what's your take on that?
I have been discussing this with my wife. I've been telling him it's difficult to find, but um, okay. I mean, yes, we do created a list. We had, uh, mark certain things which are we are looking in a house. The one which we cannot avoid, so we have kept them as one of our compulsion list, where like couple of points are we are definitely looking for those features or whatever you call it. Few are the things which we can manage, like it's not a major thing, but still we can go without it. And yes, of course, there are few things which we really don't want in the house, so that's how we are going and selecting the house. And as you know, I'm already looking and in a process of finding a house, so that's why this thing is very fresh in my mind right now. So that's the only thing I've been following, creating certain a list, and doing the making out the good and the points which we can ignore.
Yeah, perfect. Sachin, I would like to take your opinion, you being in the industry, because Kamal is talking. Kamal is giving his opinion as an buyer,
as a buyer.
Whereas I think your opinion
Yeah.
will be a little different than Kamal. So, how to find a perfect house?
So, if I need to put up 3 points to find a perfect house, first of all, I think the buyer, they should focus on the location, what location they want to buy for, because depending upon what their priority is, if their priority is their job, they want to looking for a house which is closer to their workplace, so that they have less commute time. Location should be preference, or sometimes buyers, they have preference as far as the school is concerned, that what school they want to send their kids to. So on the basis of that, they have to first look at the location, what they're looking for a house. Second thing, I always recommend that look at the floor plan, look at the layout of the house, because layout is something which you cannot change. You can change cosmetic things to the house, you can add hardwood, you can do the paint job, you can change the kitchen, but floor plan is something, the layout of the house is something which you can never change. So I always say that, focus on the floor plan. And third thing is that one thing which you can add is this, that what is the most important thing that you are looking into your house? Are you looking for something which is square foot of the house is concerned? You are looking for a walkout basement, you are looking for a ravine lot. Again, these things are something which you cannot change to a house. So if I have to put those three things, what you should look for a house: location, the floor plan, and one unique feature about the house. That's what you should be focusing on when you're looking for the house. But I can tell you, yes, just like Kamal mentioned, that every buyer has some list, that these are the 10 things that I'm looking for when I'm looking to buy a house. Believe me, you can never find all those 10 things in any of the house. There are every house you have to let go few things, and you compromise on few things. So prioritize your list in such a way that these two things, these three things, if I get, I'm good. If I don't get, I'll be fine. But focus on major three things, which is location, floor plan, and one unique feature about the house.
Hmm. That's quite interesting, Sachin. So, Sachin, I have another point which I want to add. Before you start looking for a perfect house, you need to budget yourself. You need to see how much monthly installment you can afford. And especially in the market like today, you have to keep one thing in consideration, that if the rate of interest increase, how are you going to handle the situation? So I think this is very, very important. And as we always say in real estate, whenever you want to buy real estate, you have to keep in mind three important factors: location, location, location. So all these three factors are very, very important when you have to buy the house. So when it comes to location, how close it is to your work, that's another important thing. Now, this question goes in two senses. One is how to find the perfect house for you. I'm talking about the as far as the requirements are concerned. Now that's and another important thing, how we can manage it. So as Kamal rightly mentioned, guys, please ensure to make a list of all the wishes what you have. When you are done with the list, now please don't make the list based on the criteria that, oh, I'm looking for a 5-bedroom house, 3-year-old, 4,000 square feet with a beautiful basement, wonderful kitchen in 300,000. That's not, don't make that kind of list. Please ensure to be very, very realistic. Yeah. I got something, I have to turn off these remarks for a little while. Sandeep Agarwal is saying, if kid take any important decision as one day CEO, then what will you do? You remember movie Nayak. Anil Kapoor are one day CEO who took many important decisions in one day.
I'm only worried about one part of this comment, that he is calling you Amrish Puri.
But why are you worried about that part?
and I,
You
I
didn't say
and
that.
I remember the last decision that Al Kapoor took in that movie.
What was that?
I don't remember
What
that movie so
the
well.
last decision that he took?
Hmm.
Anyway, Kamal, that's a little bit on the funny side. Sandeep, don't worry about it. We have already covered our grounds onto that particular aspect. We're gonna train him in such a way that he doesn't make any irrational decision. Ah, so anyway, we were discussing about that. Come on, uh, let me come back to you. What's your next plan for the trip?
Okay. So a good update has happened today only, and probably like before, I think sharing more details. I just want to give a very small update that we are uh, coming up with our one location in Mountain, like New Brunswick. So that update has happened today morning itself, and there are chances that we may have to. Although this was not on cards, but this happened just 2 days back. So there are chances that me and my team member Renju might fly for 2 days to Mountain to visit that place and finalize everything. And the team is coming on 19th, where we are announcing their details in our gala event. So that is, it's going to be a short trip, although for 2 days. Apart from that, I'm going to India in first week of June, and in India, we are focusing now on East and South because there a lot of meetings are being lined up. So I'm meeting a couple of people in Bangalore. I'm meeting a couple of people in Calcutta, a couple of people in Mumbai. So this time the focus is towards the south of India as we were getting a lot of leads. So we wanted to go in a more organized way. And that trip is almost going to be for 2.5 weeks for me in India. Yeah, that's latest update.
Perfect. That's great. Kamal, I got another question here. SaveMax becomes SaveMax group of companies. What do you think? SaveMax has to start one small educational related institute where they can learn real estate courses and Indian students get full information and beware of fake agents. Also, uh, same student need property for rent. It's a good business that you will get tenants. What do you think about that, Kamal? It's a brilliant idea, I think. What do you think about it?
But where are we looking to start that? Of course, it's a good idea, but what is he talking about India or is he talking about in Toronto?
We have already started it. Am I right?
Yeah, that's what like in India we have already started, and of course
Yes.
we are looking to have similar setup here too. So I think Dinesh, we have taken that part, and we are of course. But your suggestion is really good. We can add a couple of points from this into it, and we see it as a more of a experience sharing platform. You know, where we can share a lot of good practices with the students, and you know they can take this profession full time.
Yeah. So, Dinesh, I just want to update you. We have launched an amazing platform in India by the name of SaveMax Global Education. And our objective is, especially to Indian students, especially to the new immigrants, to give them a new direction of their life. Either it is their education. So, we want to make sure that they get the quality education in India. And once they get educated over there, of course, they can move here to Canada, and then we can buy them some investment property or anything which they want for themselves to come and live. Not only that, let me talk about your another idea where you are talking about real estate courses. So we are actively working on that particular aspect as well. And very soon we will update you as and when we have some positive news coming from that side. So those are all fantastic idea. I really, really appreciate that, and I assure you, we are working on the betterment of the student, the betterment of the immigrants, and also we have launched our post landing services for new immigrants. Because Dinesh, when I came to this country, and pretty much all of us, including Sachin and Kamal, uh, we all had our own struggles, own challenges. We learned so much from those experience, and I personally believe if the first 30 to 60 days of a new immigrant are comfortable and welcoming, their success can multiply by 2 to 3 times. Now, in majority cases, what happens when a new immigrant land into this country, initial 6 months, he keeps struggling to settle down as far as getting the like it starts from picking them up from airport, rental accommodation, getting the driving license, getting the social insurance number, getting the bank accounts, getting the credit card. All those are very big challenges. And I've seen people wasting months and months of their time in coordinating these small activities. So we understood the problem of a new immigrant and came up with SaveMax post-lending services idea. In that, so there will be a pre-lending consultation which will be provided to the person who is planning to come to Canada when they are in their own country. And when they land, our team is going to go pick them up, drop them to the rental accommodation, which we will provide you. And then we are coordinating with Service Canada, and they have pretty much agreed with us that their team will be coming and sitting at our office to issue these social insurance numbers. Just an extra facility. So just imagine how comfortable that first few days of journey for a new immigrant is. And believe me, guys, it is going to increase your productivity at least 3 to 4 times, and you will see how fast you succeed. And Kamal, not only that, I think we should talk about job as well, that we are providing them the jobs too, right? So it's basically killing 20 stones with one, or killing 20 birds with one stone, rather than. So let's look at few of the more questions as well. Okay. And one day, same student said, I went to buy the house, new house from SaveMax. Dinesh, you are so right. Absolutely. And of course, that is going to give us an advantage of business too. But, we are doing it as we want to help the new immigrants and want them to settle down in this country on a very faster pace. Akash is asking, who is the main target audience of SaveMax in Canada? It's Indian or another community? Akash, we have done that research in our own internal data a couple of times. The clients which we are dealing with and the houses we have bought and sold. So 60 to 65% of our business is in the mainstream community. And approximately 30 to 35% business we do in South Asian community. So this is the, I would say, an broader aspect of our business because we do a lot of mainstream media advertisement. So that brings us a lot of client from the mainstream as well. And on top of it, this is what my personal observation is. I have seen the mainstream community loves to deal with South Asian realtors just because they feel that they have a better negotiation skills or whatever the reason could be, or maybe it's a bigger audience. So they want to take advantage of that. And it happens so many times. And how the demographics is in, especially in GTA area, in Vancouver, as well as in Alberta, in Calgary and Edmonton. There's a lot of South Asian community, and it's a very high concentration over there. So it really gives a lot of advantage to potential sellers to approach those buyers. All right. So let's come back onto our question: how to find the perfect house for you? So Sachin, you get 60 seconds. Kamal, you get 60 seconds for that.
Let Sachin ji do that first.
When I would say buyers are looking for a perfect house, or I would say any house, I always say that, there is only one reason that you cannot find a house for yourself. Because sometimes what happens, or I would say many times what happens, when we start looking for a house, we build a picture of that house in our mind. We think that, okay, I'm looking for a detached house which has to be a 4 bedroom, has to have a separate living, dining, has to have a ravine lot, right? So build that house in our mind, and against that house we put a price tag that, I want that house for 700,000, without sometime checking the market situation, what is going on in the market, right? But when we go out in the market, we look at the similar house. That house might be selling for 900,000 or $1 million, and that's where the challenge comes in, because till the time there is not a match between what you are aspiring to buy and what's the budget we carry, we can never find a house. So either we, in that situation, we need to increase our budget, or we need to bring down the requirement that we have for the perfect house that we are looking for. So that's how that matchmaking will be done. If I would say we are not able to make the ends meet over there, you can never find a right or perfect house. So always look at the market situation also when you are thinking about buying the right house for you, and look at what market situation is, what price similar houses are selling for right now, so that you can budget yourself and you can have the right expectation from the house that you're looking for.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kamal, I
So
got a new advice here from
yeah.
Sandeep.
Hmm.
Can you see it on the screen?
Why don't you start airlines?
I can. So I can be the
Uh,
first customer I'm looking to travel.
okay. I got another comments from Dinesh Sam. We got many customers from Canada in Grand Bahia Principal Resorts. I recommend your company to Canadian tourists. Use service only in Brampton or nearby. Dinesh, we have a very strong footprint all across the country. Our corporate offices in Mississauga. We have an office in Toronto. We have an office in Brampton, Orangeville, Oakville. We have almost 65 offices all across the country, including Alberta, as well as we are opening very soon in Vancouver and Winnipeg, all those locations. So thank you very much for the information and message. I really, really appreciate that. Kamal, we were talking about the post-landing services. We were talking about SaveMax Global Education. I think these are two very wonderful platforms which is going to connect us to uh, a larger set of community. So it's really very, very important for people to understand when they get connected to a professional organization, their their settlement in this country can be done on a very faster pace. You can really get some good exposure because the challenge what people face when they land in Canada, before any employer offer them any job, they look for Canadian experience, and it's a very funny situation. A person is coming as a new immigrant to Canada, from where he's going to get the Canadian experience. So that really becomes a little challenging. Whereas this is what we have been doing pretty much from the day when we launched SaveMax. I always personally believed in giving an opportunity to new immigrants for a job. The simple reason behind that is, first of all, there is somebody who helped me to get a job when I came here as a new immigrant. So by offering a job to another immigrant, I want to say thanks to those people who helped me at that time. And the second reason for that, Sachin, is that when a person land in Canada from other countries, their passion, their zeal to perform is amazing. They really go out of the way to ensure that they are doing an excellent job. So you know what? You got a good team member. That's another important thing. I have a comment here from Akash. Akash says, I want to expand my advertising and creative agency in Canada. Do you have any tips on it? Can I shift to Canada or I'll make a team in Canada because I have many friends in Vancouver? Ashish, you are thinking in right direction. Uh, yes, you have a good opportunity because advertisement and creativity, I still feel there's a lot of vacuum over there. There's a lot of gap there as far as the creative advertisement and all that stuff is concerned. What do you think, Kamal, about that? What do you think, Sachin, about it? What's your opinion?
Definitely, if we compare the Canadian market to Indian market, even when we are getting our advertisement designs, and we are getting our print material design, we feel that lack of creativity that is there in Canadian market. There is lack of innovation is there. The new ideas are not there. Even if when you look at the advertisement that are being done in India or the advertisement that have been done in Canada right now, you will see the huge difference between the two. And companies who are growing, they feel that requirement right now in Canada, wherein they can find professional people who can provide more creative job towards the advertisement. So as far as I'm concerned, I feel definite there's a requirement for and potential in that industry. Yes, like there is one more thing to add over there, is that in India, people they push in a lot of money. The budgets are really high for the advertisement. So that is one thing to be considered when you are planning to start in Canada. So that's what I would recommend.
What's your take on it, Kamal?
Yeah, I mean, I second what Mr. Sachin just said, and uh, I would say, it's a field where, I mean, he can definitely be creative sitting in India as well, and he can take jobs in Canada too, because right now, the digital marketing and everything has made the thing so easy that someone need not to shift himself, because as you know, we have a lot of team back home in India who, do a lot of creative work for us. So I believe that yes, creativity is required in this field a lot. And some of the advertisement what we even have seen in our childhood, still we remember, those were like with the emotional touch, creativity, everything put together. So yes, definitely there is a lot of talent, I mean, in India and other countries too, which can be explored. And I mean, there are both the ways it can be done. Either a person can be in that country and then definitely contribute, and definitely you can think of moving to Canada as well.
Perfect. And Kamal, we are getting some good invitation to come to Pakistan from Benazir. So I think you should start working on getting the visas for us so that we all can plan to visit Pakistan soon. And Benazir, we just want to let you know that that is also in our target list. So very soon we'll be for sure planning to visit Pakistan as well. Sachin,
Yes.
I want to ask you something out of the topic today. What is your advice to a brand new realtor?
Lot of advices, but I'll start with because with this, that what, a lot of realtors who join real estate, uh, the first thing they would, their aim is to make money. The expectation is this, that real estate is a easy place to make money. You get into six figures income right away just as you start. But and with that expectation, when you join real estate, that's where the first challenge come. uh, I have seen people leaving real estate within 6 months or 8 months just because they are not able to, come up to their expectation that they have set for themselves. Real estate is just like any other profession, the guys. It is just like being a doctor, lawyer, engineer, or any other profession wherein when you get your license, when you complete your studies, you have to give yourself time to learn the business, learn the profession that you are going into. And for that, you go for internship, you go for articleship. Whether you talk about medical profession or you talk about legal profession, first 1 year 2 years is gone only towards learning. Whereas in real estate, somehow that I would thought process is not there. We want to make money right from the day one when we got the license. And that's the biggest advice that I will give you, is that keep your expectation low to begin with. Your focus for the first 6 months to 12 months should be towards learning the business, getting the product knowledge. You have the whole life to make money in this business, and this is an amazing business to grow yourself. But give yourself time to learn first, and then everything will start following. Second advice, if you ask me, choose the right place to work. I know, like I have met so many realtors, brand new realtors, wherein they have been told in Humber or in Oria earlier that, what, go and interview the brokerages. Guys, you are not there to interview the brokerages has to interview you. You got to see, but what you have to see is that where you can get that right support, right mentorship, right knowledge, wherein the brokerage or your team, they put their efforts towards growing you, telling you the integrities of the business. Otherwise, I'm not saying that you cannot learn on your own, but what you will learn on your own maybe in 3 years, you can learn with your mentor or with your team lead within 3 months itself. And that will speed up your growth. Uh, I know people say that, what, real estate is an amazing field, but for the beginners, I always say it's a frustrating field. Why? Because there are so many challenges that you face on a daily basis. You need someone support, you need someone hand holding to go through those challenges, to go through those frustrating time when deals are not going through, clients are backing out, mortgages having some challenges. So you need someone to walk you through from all those challenges. So this is what my advice is, that to start with, keep your expectations low, focus towards learning rather than making money from day one.
Yeah. And Kamal, we have another question. Key factors we have to take care while buying a house other than realtor. Hitesh, I have a simple answer. You have a good realtor, and then trust me, he's going to take care of all other factors. Am I right? Okay. I am RD. People have FOMO. Many people bought their first house in pandemic. Some people in Toronto are regretting their decision as prices of Toronto houses has dropped, which never happened. What is your take on it? Sachin, would you like to take this question?
Yes, definitely. What's his name? This, okay, nice.
RD.
So I do understand that right now people are feeling that, you know what, I wish I wouldn't have bought the house maybe 6 months before or a year before, because the prices have gone down now. Believe me, guys, it is a temporary phase. Exactly same thing happened in 2017, wherein between January and April 2017, the prices went very high. People, and after that, when the government brought in foreign investment tax, suddenly the market again went down. People who bought the houses during those 4 months in 2017, they thought that, you know what, we lost $100,000, we lost $200,000 because we bought the houses on a higher price. Today, the same guys, they are selling their houses maybe $500,000 or $1 million over and above the price they bought at that time. So the market, again, I always said that market has not gone down. It is just the extra air that was there in the market for last around 1 year. That air is coming out, which is also important for the real estate, because market cannot sustain going up like this continuously for many years. So right now it's a temporary phase of that air coming out. It's the sentiments which is impacting the market. I know the interest rate are going up 3.5% to 4% right now it's going on. But think about it. If you go back 3 years in time, the normal interest rate in Canada was 3.5%. I'm not talking about 10 years before, I'm just talking about 3 years before. If you talk about pre-COVID era, the normal rate from the RBC or the five nationalized bank was 3.5%. So it will take time for market to absorb all these changes, and market will be fine, I would say, even before end of this year itself. And I expect that the market will go back 7 to 10% before end of this December, like at this year or December 31st.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I also wanted to add few things to it, but I think we'll be running short of time. So we'll quickly move on to the next questions and see what we can do into that. So I have a question from Sandeep Agarwal. Can we buy house in Canada from India? Will Canada government consider as an investment and give PR? Sandeep, there is nothing like that in Canada that you buy a house and you get a PR. Trust me, half of the India would have been here if
Yes.
that condition was there, because it's very easy to fulfill that condition. But
Not half a world would be here, Raman.
as far as I know, but I'm not the immigration consultant, right?
Yeah.
I think I am, but as far as my knowledge is concerned, I think we are getting some echo, right?
Yes. Suddenly there's an echo coming.
Yeah. Okay. So I have another question from Dinesh Sen. Dinesh said, I want to buy. I learned from my mistake where we are getting this trouble.
I think somebody had maybe started the show on other device. You
Yeah.
put on your phone.
But anyway,
But I'm not getting anything. It's like,
you're not getting it?
no, everything is coming good.
So me and Raman are getting it.
Anyway, Sachin, we are very close to finishing our show because it's already 1 or 2. I know there are a few more questions, but we will take up those questions next week, guys. And I really appreciate you joining us for today's show. Kamal, thank you very much for taking time out. I know you had a busy day last few weeks, and then you were traveling in life, and then you took time out. And Sachin, thank you very much for joining for today's session. Really appreciate. I was not able to start this session on time, so I think we lost 10-15 minutes today. But only thing is, I have some other commitments which I have to fulfill. So I will see you next week, guys. Thank you very much. Sachin, thank you very much, and Kamal, thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Bye. Have a good day.